Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines 2 with me, Matt. That is right. We are back on Hydraberg and we're just getting a glimpse over at my industrial area and kind of, taking a look and going, you know what? I think I need to redo this just a little bit. And you're gonna be asking me, Matt, why are you thinking about redoing this? It's like, well, I want to take a break from our EE, our Eastern European, as good as it's looking over here. It really is looking good. But I want to take a break and kind of focus on over here. Just because I was coming up with some ideas, or at least trying to come up with some ideas about this, as well as, having a couple new mods in there also are going to help too. But yeah, I think this is an area that is very underdeveloped and could use a little bit more pizzazz, if you will. And so that kind of what I'm going to be working on is this little thing here today. That's right. Obviously, we got some power, we got some industry, got some randomness in here, and of course we have our water all the way down here. But we do need some. We need something else. We need something more. We need to be able to do something a little bit different over here, I feel. And, this might be a great episode to kind of take a break from, again, our EE and do that. So, go ahead and sit back, relax, grab a cup of water, and enjoy the episode as we dive into redoing this a little bit. Okay, so as we're looking at this area, again, we haven't touched this area in a lot of time. However, a lot has changed since we actually have done this. If we go over here and we go into our industry, we now have clean warehouses and clean industrial manufacturing. That is right. It is now kind of clean, which is kind of good, especially if you're doing it over by populated areas or water wells or something like that. So I think that is going to help out tremendously. And maybe especially over here by like a water treatment plant if we wanted to. But also what we need to do is I have a lot of these that I need to also kind of, plop down as well, because there's a lot of those that need to be done. There's a lot of those that need to be done for sure. So some things that we may get to today, it's kind of helping those out and maybe even planning those out. Actually, this might not be a bad idea to start looking at these. So ground earth, crushing large rocks into ever small rocks. I actually don't know where that one is. Paper factory, that's actually pretty big. Chemical plant, fuel. Okay, these are actually oil refinery, vehicle. Okay, so these are actually pretty big. So these actually might be able to fit over here as we kind of expand this area. I also want to start to look at maybe some nuclear. Oh boy, that thing is huge. Nuclear power is actually really big. The reason why I'm looking over here for power is because when I go into nighttime, if I ever do, ignore all that, all of my power goes away because it is all in here, which then means that, yeah, that kind of hurts things tremendously. So it may be worth kind of updating that a little bit and trying to get that done, of getting just a nuclear power plant. Because a nuclear power plant gives 750 megawatts. With, workplaces, 300. Is that new? Ooh, that looks new. So as you can tell, under the FR electrical substation, obviously the description, it has a lot size, but it also has workplaces in there too. Hot dang, I don't know if that's one of my mods or not, but that is a sigh of relief to see that. So now you can make better and more informed decisions, especially early game, which is actually very, very nice. Oh, that is so very, very nice. So what I'm thinking over here, what do we have over here? We have road maintenance, we have park maintenance. What are these? Tiny toys, taxi depot, and a dairy house. Okay, so a lot of this stuff, I might move this stuff maybe over here by our garbage piling up And I might want to expand our trash over here. I might want to do that too. Okay. So I think at first, I think I'm going to move this stuff like over here to kind of help out. So let's go ahead and get some roads in here. That actually doesn't look half bad to me over there, which then means we can get rid of all this. Okay, is it worth also getting the buses over here as well? Kind of move everything to over here, potentially. Let's see what we got. Let's look at our things here. Because also what I'm thinking of, bringing this wall continuously under. Oh, wow. That's kind of where I just stopped. Continuously under and around to kind of help out this situation. Might be worth it to kind of create that barrier. So that's what I might do. Before I get into anything else, I might actually outline. I'm glad I moved those over because they needed to be moved over. Absolutely. But I think what I also might do, I might just bring this barrier over as well and just really help out this area and try to do my best in regards to creating that barrier, if you will. So let me go ahead and do that real quick and I'll be right back with y'all. Alrighty, so after a lot of work, we got our key wall in, and you know what? It's not looking half bad whatsoever. And kind of this is going to be kind of our start, if you will, to our new little area over here. And yeah, just as a reminder, because I also kind of forgot myself, I moved everything over here. So not everything, but park and things like that over here to kind of help things out. And I think also what I'm going to move over here is kind of get, I don't want to replace because, already replaced, but kind of start to get things back kind of over here just a bit. I think would be nice. Oh, what the heck is that? Nope. What the heck is going on? Oh my goodness. I need to turn some things off, that is for sure, because I don't want some oopsies, some things on there. So let's go 180, 180, 180. That should be good. We're also going to move our bus depot over here too. So let's relocate that over here. Can we? We should be able to. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. That should be able to go in nicely over here. Because again, I'm kind of clearing up this area just a bit over here, more for power than anything else. And it's going to require some maneuvering of things here. So now that those are up, let's go ahead and hit pause because I'm going to delete these two. Yes. Delete you. I'm going to delete you. Oh, that's just some underground stuff. All right. Oh, wow. That is lumpy and bumpy and holy molies. That is not looking good whatsoever. I didn't realize it was that bad. So while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and try to fix this as well because this is pretty crazy if I do say so myself. So let me go ahead and fix this real quick. Alrighty, so after a little bit of work, we kind of are able to kind of get our wall back to what it was. Our land is actually not all crazy like, which is also a great thing. But I think this is a time where we kind of start to put something like this in. Okay, so this kind of goes like this. Okay, so that goes there, like so. So let's kind of turn off. Let's turn off snapping. Just because we're going to try and do something back here just a bit where we're going to say, okay, we should get... actually, I do want my grid lines on to see kind of where I'm at over here against this little mound as well. We can also always turn it like this. Kind of help out. So maybe like right there. Let's scooch you over a little bit. Maybe like right there. There we go. That's not looking half bad. Going from here. Actually, I want to do more underground. So if we do a page down, we should be able to kind of get from there to there. And we should also get from there to there. Or did that even hit? All right, that's exciting. I'm like, did that even hit? I don't think so. Let's go down even more. Nope, come on. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. So something like that wouldn't be bad. And then what we can do is, no matter what, we are going to need a road in here. And this may be a great little one-uer. There we go. That's looking good right there. And this may be worth, oh, let's kind of fix our land up here just a bit more to kind of get a bigger slope coming down here, if you will. Yeah, because the more we slope, the easier it becomes. That is for sure. We get one coming in here, probably like straight down. 90, 90, 90. Perfect. That's looking good. We can also add in our... Oh, I can turn off Anarchy because I don't need this. Ooh, I also need that large. So let's go ahead, go to maybe here. Perfect. And then we'll do our update here. There we go. Turn that off, that off, that off. Perfect. There we go. So something like that wouldn't be bad to help that area out in regards to potentially having some power down here. And let's just kind of connect this up. I'm going to suspect I shouldn't be getting too many cars through here, to be perfectly honest. At least I shouldn't be. 90, there we go. Something like that wouldn't look bad. All right, so now... let's go ahead and turn our power back on because we should be generating plenty of power now. Maybe. There it is. Okay, I had to pop on here for a second. So that was good. Okay, so now that we're over here, and this is what we got going on over here, let's take a look-sees at what can we do for this area. Because we do have a lot of industry. We can get a vehicle factory. That is actually really big. We can get a paper factory, also big. What was this one? A chemical plant, a fuel plant, a switch con, and an oil refinery. And what we can do though, is we can kind of pull this straight on through. We can pull this one straight on through. And I can just do a quick 90 apparently, maybe not 90. There we go, something like that. There we go. And what we can do is we can fill this in with other industry stuff as well to kind of help out this area. And this one, I'm just going to do industrial manufacturing over here. We can then do more over there. But also what we can do is we can also expand off of this right here. So we can kind of go from here. I want my terrain lines in here. We can go 90, 90 to there. And literally what we can do, we can kind of just follow this terrain just a bit. Like so. And then we can kind of just do a gentle curve into it like so. And maybe something like that. Again, a little wonky, don't get me wrong, a little wonky. Actually, you know what? I might just do a straight line with that one because I don't need a simple curve. Because, you know, we're industry, baby. We're industry. This can also then be a little small cul-de-sac. Maybe a medium cul-de-sac. There we go. Something like that. And then we can kind of build more off of it to kind of help out with that demand that is coming over here as well. Because down here we can definitely, we have, oh boy, yeah, we got room for more and more and more. Like I said, over here, I don't care if it is, well, I don't know if I said it, but I don't care if this kind of hurts anything, to be honest. Like, I don't really mind if this does any, like, damage in the sense of, like, pollution or anything like that, because, I mean, this is going to be an industrial area. So, yeah, so I don't really mind if it hurts anybody, if that makes sense. I don't really mind. And then let's put a roundabout. No, let's put a cul-de-sac in there. There we go. Because again, no one should be over here. And of all places, this is the place to get in your manufacturing, if you will. There we go, something like that. We're not going to put anything down here. Okay, so we're creating a good little thing here. I think this is going to kind of help everything out manufacturing wise. So I think that's going to be great. Part of me also goes, so what I'm thinking is I might leave this area blank just because I'm still wondering about buses, to be perfectly frank. In the sense of, you know, creating my bus network, it still is not that great. It would also mean it'll help some traffic, not all traffic, but it would help some traffic going on. So I think, yeah, this could be a good area for like a bus line or something like that, but neither here nor there. All right, so we got dairy houses in, ground earth is in, paper factory. Okay, to be honest, maybe something like let's at least try and get this straightened up a little bit. Maybe something like that. Maybe like right here. Bada boom, bada bing. Something like that wouldn't be bad. And then same thing over here. We can kind of create a little thing off of here. 9090. We'll create this down here. We'll just drag this straight out though. And 90. So something like that. A little weird, a little different. But it looks kind of cool. Again, looks obviously very jaggedy, obviously. But but it looks pretty dang cool. So let's go ahead. Is this up and working? This is up and working. All right, we're getting employees. We're getting thises and that's. More things in here. So that means we need to, let's put in alleyways in here instead. Kind of drag the alleyways through like so. So I think that'll look good as well. Or at least it can potentially look good. So yeah, so then off of this, again, nothing wrong with putting in this stuff because, to be honest, this is a time to be toxic. But as we go maybe towards over here, we want it to be less toxic. So we'll work on that too. We might put a little forestry thing over here. That actually might be a great idea. I'm going to do it. Gravel road. Come here, gravel road. I think that's what I might put a forest over here. Or forester or something like that to kind of help out that situation a little bit. So that might be nice as well. Something like that. There we go. To kind of try to help out this situation. And then do we have... Okay, that's also fertilized my wheat farm. There we go. Again, just a small one. We don't need anything huge. Something like that. To kind of help things out in this area as well. So that might be good. Okay, yeah, they're already, oh yeah, they're already out there working. Half grain is already out there and working too. Oh yeah, okay, we're getting there. There we go, there we go. We already have a need for people to work. So that's kind of crazy that we're already getting into that. This area, what I'm thinking here, might be great. Oh, nope. Come on. There we go. This area right here might be great for our clean industry. That might be great there for it. So what else we have? We have chemical. That's not big. Fuel plant. Switchy mabobber and an oil refinery. Maybe can we do a chemical plant and our fuel plant next to each other? I think we might be able to. So we're going to pull off of this and we are going to put on our fuel plant over here like so. And our chemical plant maybe right down here. I kind of want to see if we can offset it by about 1. That should be good. That should be good. And of course we can fill this in with other assortment of items. So this can be, let's say if we just pull something like this off. Actually, oh, that would have been cool. Hang on. Okay, let's move this down just a bit. Say there, perfect. And then we can get this into here, like so. And we can pull this one out like so. And then we can then move this one back right attached to it. There we go. Yeah, so that's kind of cool, a little cool looking thing, kind of a little windmill-esque. I think that'll look quite nice if I do say so myself. But also the cool thing over here is then we can start building in some more industry-esque areas. And we don't need to go that far. We'll go to there, kind of create something that looks like that. And same thing over here. We'll go to about maybe here. Pull it out 90. 90. For some reason, that's not attaching. There we go. And of course, we can kind of create our alleyways through here as well. And another alleyway right here should be good as well. And this is where we can also do our clean, which again, very ironic considering we are right next to a very dirty operator. But you know, it wouldn't be a bad thing whatsoever. So that can go there. Put something there and there. That shouldn't be bad. And so yeah, so those industries should be able to go in there as well. And do I need anything else? Okay, I got my switch con. That's actually pretty big. And my oil refinery is also pretty big. I'm gonna come right out of here. 90-90, perfect. Part of me goes, can I fit? I can fit this one down here. Let's see, can I line this up decently well? Right there wouldn't be bad. There we go. And then from here, we can create our straight line. There we go. And over here, we can kind of just take this off this way. Something like that. And then we can pretty much go from here to there. That would be a little weird, but so maybe we do a medium roundabout with a caution sign in there. We got some moose doing some moose things. That's always good. And then we can do this down here like so. There we go, switch con, perfect, perfect. And we can get some roads in over here. 90-90, something like that, perfect. And I'll do another one maybe like right here, but we're just gonna go like that. I can help this out, and then we can start putting this stuff in there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode as I kind of started to transform our industrial area and adding some of those industrial plants that we kind of needed, that we kind of been putting off for almost whatever episode this is, almost 30 episodes. So what we did is obviously we took out our solar plant and put in our kind of nuclear power plant, added a vehicle one in there, a vehicle manufacturing plant in there, obviously added in some industrial areas over there. We had another little hub over here in regards to manufacturing, as well as just more manufacturing plants. And we kind of did the same thing over here, built two different manufacturing plants over here and kind of surrounded them by other factories and manufacturing. Did the same thing over here, added in a kind of police, as well as hospital and all that. And then added in a couple farms down here because we kind of are down a little farms. And we moved our bus stations, taxis, everything like that kind of closer to our water. The ones that kind of don't make any or have any issues whatsoever. So that's kind of what we got going on for this episode. And of course, we created this big old wall that we're probably going to need to finish up here, you know, maybe in a little bit, maybe next episode. I don't know, but we'll find out. So, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as it greatly helps me out. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment saying, hey, Matt, don't forget about this, or hey, Matt, this would be a great area for this, or just saying, hey, Matt, either one always works. And of course, until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.